Hello web travelers, this is Steve of the Desert Wasteland on Facebook, and today is December 8th, 2021. And the refrigerator was pretty bare when I got up this morning, and I only have $2.10 in the bank. But the food bank was open today, yes. So I went over there, and they gave me this big bag of fish sticks, and then some milk. I was out of milk. And then I had these frozen fish things already, so I got that, and that's the freezer. And then the refrigerator, the bottom part was bare too, but now I've got, they gave me a little kind of a small chicken there, but it's good though. A big giant papaya, which I don't usually buy, some blueberries and some tomatoes. Some little smoothies, some fruit, 18 eggs, that's on the bottom there, and a loaf of bread, wheat bread, celery, and some little red potatoes in a, I don't know if you can make them out, but I can cook them with that squash. But the celery's really helpful because if you chop up a stalk of celery and some garlic and some onion and stuff it inside the chicken when you're baking it, oh God, does it ever taste good. Little excuse me, man. Would you believe I still got that nasal drip and that cough? I really need some cough syrup, and I only have $2 in the bank. But or not, maybe Benadryl. Benadryl will dry my sinuses. I just don't have the money. And then they gave me a bunch of canned stuff here and some cooking oil, which I only had a drop left in the cupboard, and I was worried, what am I going to do, without cooking oil? But it's the usual nasty soup, especially this one. It tastes like it's just water. This vegetable soup it's horrible. And then they always give out tomato soup and black beans, and then the green beans, which are okay. I rinse the salt off of those. And then some canned fruit. So that was real nice of them. And then some Nutrigain and Bear Claws. Some egg noodles. A bag of those. Pinto beans. Oatmeal for breakfast. That's good. White rice. And a bag of, what are those? Lentils? I think they're lentils from Pappy's Pantry. Yeah, lentils. It says on the bottom there, lentils, which are extremely healthy. It's a superfood. If only I had, excuse me, a ham bone to go with that. You can cook them like that, but it's better if you have some ham or a bone or something to put in with them, and to give them some flavor. But I can't complain. It's free, and I needed food. I was really in trouble. And today's the day. And they want me to come on Saturday because they're going to be closed 2 weeks at the end of December. And I said, well, aren't you guys going to hand out a free Christmas ham or turkey like you do every year? And they didn't have any answer on it. So I might be getting one, or they might be handing them out on Saturday or soon after, before they close. I don't know why they're closing. I'm sorry. I'll just do that, so it's very annoying to listen to somebody talk, that's got this constant cough. So anyway, I got to put all this stuff away. I would like to make a batch of those lentils though, because my lentil soup that I make is really, really good. Yuck, that's got to go. I mean, I know how to, well, come on, I'm 62, man. I've been cooking since I left the house when I was 18, and my mother taught me a lot of stuff. She was a good old lady. She taught me. She knew that I would be working in the business world in San Francisco and stuff, and have a little apartment of my own, and she wanted me to know how to take care of myself, see? So I learned how to bake, and well, do all kinds of stuff. She showed me, she was a good person. mom was. Well, that's because she was an Aussie from Australia. She wasn't American. So, she was just, oh, they gave me some of these avocados too. Now, I wonder if they're rotten on the inside like the ones were from a few weeks ago. We'll see. But I could cut some avocado up, little slices, and have as a vegetable along with my supper. Avocados are very good for your skin. Remember that. They're very good for your skin, and they're fattening though, but they're very good to keep your skin nice and moist, your complexion. A skin doctor told me that, by the way, when I went as a teenager. I had acne. Well, I had it, and then suddenly when I turned 18, the acne had gone away and my skin was nice and clear. So it must have been a puberty thing with me. Oh, I hated it. Oh, the zits were so ugly, and I used to get my mother to give me pocket money to go buy sulfur soap and Clearasil and these other products that you wash your face with, you know, and put on overnight. It must have been a fortune. But you know, but then the doctor told me about avocados. But of course, then I was 17, 18 years old, and everything cleared up, and it was over the summer when I turned 18, and I lost a bunch of weight too. My puppy fat was gone, so I was very thin. I had a 30-inch waist, which is okay, but I got very thin that summer. I can't remember the year because it's way, you know, back in time warp, you know, back to the 1970s, the disco era. But let's see, in 1979 I was 20. So 1977 it was when I turned 18. And I was graduated high school and was getting ready to go to community college and all that stuff, and it was a fun time. It was. If I could go back in time, that's when I would go back in time to 77. There was no war. Vietnam was over. I was working on a naval base, punching a time card. Then I got a job in San Francisco in a big high-rise office building. The guys at the naval base didn't want me to go. I should have listened to them. I should have stayed, you know, for a little while longer. I was working in this graphic arts department where you do silkscreen work. You make flags and stencil on hard hats and, oh my God, glass cutting, all kinds of stuff. It was fun for a teenage guy like me, and I never missed a day. I was always there. And you walk in, you take a ferry across the bay, and then you walk in and you have a time card and you punch it. It was all old-fashioned. I'm talking, you know, well, almost 50 years ago, a little under. You know, so when I say time card, you're going, oh God, you know, he must be old. But it was fun. And but I wanted to work in an office. I wanted to get some clerical experience, because I had learned how to type in high school. I took business administration, and I was a very fast typist, and I knew the money would be in white collar work, you know, and but I was just very, very young and naive. But it was a lot of fun, and I earned enough money to take care of myself. I didn't want to live at home and sponge off my mom, you know, like my brothers were doing, sleeping on the couch, and my other brother, the younger one, going around smoking pot and wrecking mom's car, the little fucker, costing her a whole bunch of money. And then he went in the Navy and got rid of him out of the picture. But he still drained her later on with her savings, buying vans and all these cars and shit, and helping him get custody of his kid. And then he let the kid go back to the crazy mother. Cost my mother a lot of money. By the time she died, she was broke, because that little son of a bitch, and you know which one I'm talking about, the one that just won't talk to me, and his wife just hates me, the ones that live here. Oh, I could tell you stories, but why? I don't. it just gets me upset, and I have no use for those people. They're just mean. They're just mean and selfish, and I've been hurting and struggling all these years, and they sit home and eat steak and don't even give me a phone call. I had to initiate the calls and stuff. I'll never forget that stuff. See, I'm hurt by that, really hurt. And when I get hurt by something, it's hard for me to forget, really. I try to have an open mind about some things, but like with that wretch and that, oh, and then some other people too that just really mean and nasty to me when I was really generous with them and helpful, and they treat me like, walk on me like shit and use me and steal my stuff. Oh, I could go on and on and on, because I've got some anger about that, but why bother? I'm free of them. I have my own apartment, I have my cat, and I'm just taking care of my health right now, That's what you got to do when you get sick. You got to just focus on yourself. Fuck all these other people, whether you like them or not, fuck them, okay? You got to think of you. You got to say to yourself, do I want to live or do I want to die? I got a choice here, live or die. And stress and stuff that people can cause you can actually kill you and put you in the hospital. So stay away from people that mess up your life, that don't love you, that are phony. Just stay away from them, man. Take my advice. I'm an old guy now, and I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, but I've been really, really kind. Don't be so kind to people. Don't give them your stuff. If they start wanting to borrow money from you, just forget it. Don't get involved in any of that stuff, okay? Take my advice. And whatever you do, don't move people in with you unless you really know them good, okay? Because it's going to turn into a disaster. They may seem really nice, or they may fuck you really good, but you know what? All my experience and experiences of friends that I've had that have told me things, don't do it. Just take care of you, okay? I know it sounds selfish, but sometimes you have to do it because there's a lot of crazy people running around in the world today. You know that. You see all the high school shootings and the smash and grab now. They got that. And then Donald Trump was a nut. And I could go on and on and on. It's a crazy world, okay? Be paranoid. Stay home if you can. And choose your friends wisely. And that is my early Christmas message. Now right now I got to put all this stuff away and make my coffee that I was getting ready to do before I went into my sermon. But I think you might appreciate what I said, I'm not all bad. I'm not a loser, really. I'm a winner. I made a lot of money when I was working. I supported a lot of people. I mean, to me, 40 bucks an hour was pretty damn good. I mean, I had a new car and my own place. I was doing okay before I got sick, So I don't really think of myself as a loser, even though sometimes I do when I have to go to the food bank or ask for help, social service help, Sometimes I'm going, God, how did you get into this situation? And how come you're sick with all of this stuff? You're only just 60-something, early 60s. What happened? Sometimes I ask myself that, and I'm going, I don't know, maybe it's something that was fated to happen for me to learn a lesson about, okay, about being ill and having solitude by living alone. There could be all kinds of lessons that I'm supposed to be learning, and I'm really going to find that out when I die, when I cross over. Then I'm going to find out what the real story was. So, but let's talk about that another time. The movie's getting too long. Happy holidays. Well, there's the Christmas tree during the daylight hours. And my pretty little owls that I bought. Aren't they just the weirdest looking thing? There's Santa. Okay. And let's see. It's a pretty green bulb. There's another owl. There's Rudolph. Another Rudolph there. And a pretty red, funny shaped bulb. I can't put a star up there because I put that horrible fake snow on top of there, see? And it's like hard as a rock. And then below is my fake snow and my little diorama scene. That's it. The other stuff that I had from previous years I chucked because it was just too old. And also, it reminded me of my friend Mark, who's been dead for years. And I mean, I don't want to forget Mark because he was a good friend. But, you know, looks like a sharecropper there. It's just, I just don't want to think about that, you know. There's Santa Claus. I try to not put unpleasant thoughts in my mind because it can make me depressed, and I'm a kind of a practical person, you know. Okay, let's take a look at this cat here before we go for our movie on my bed. Always got one eye open, don't you, cat? Yeah. It's nice and comfy there on your daddy's bed, huh? Guess you're not going to talk to me. Okay. I guess that'll be the end of the moving picture.